Hello everyone, this is Jedi Master Ronin.
And Air 13EK.
And welcome to the Ronin and Eric Show.
Good to hear from you, buddy. Glad you're alright over there in Coruscant. Today, we are going to be reviewing the Clone Wars Season 4, Episode 18, titled Crisis on Naboo.
And this episode marks the finale of a 4-part special, sometimes referred to as the Bounty Hunter arc. Let's start by explaining the story further, shall we?
Okay, well, this episode continues with Count Dooku and his band of bounty hunters trying to capture the Chancellor. At the beginning of this episode, we get to see a little brawl with the bounty hunters killing factory workers. Yeah, that's nice. Alright, next. Bane gathers the bounty hunters and tells them where to go and what to do and etc. During the time, security is being pumped up, making sure nothing happens to the Chancellor. Then, a few minutes later, the action starts to begin.
Alright, now that is out of the way, let's move on to what we liked about this episode. For starters, I was a bit surprised here. A few things played out different than I expected. Also, the quality of the animation was quite outstanding. I loved how brutal the fight at the end was.
Agreed. It had its moments for sure, such as the fight between Anakin and Duran and Cad Bane vs. Obi-Wan. But this episode wasn't without its setbacks, such as another fight between Count Dooku facing Obi-Wan and Anakin. Seriously?
Obviously, I agree with you there. We really have just mentioned the only good things about this episode. So let's talk about the bad. It is really sad with so much material to make stories with that they went down to yet another pathetic Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Dooku fight. Haven't we seen this before?
Yes, like over 30 times. Come on, Dave, Lucas, is this all you have to offer us? Because if so, then please, stop this show. You've got hundreds of worlds, thousands of species. Stop remaking. Stop doing the same thing over and over and over again, and actually put down something new for a change. Because the Clone Wars will only grow less popular. And when you're dealing with Star Wars, one of the most rich universes ever made, how on earth can you not make a new idea? Really? Back to you, Ronin.
Totally agree with you there, man. Another thing I really despised was how wasted those 2 new bounty hunters were. They were really only there to be captured, killed, or making Cad Bane look good. There could have been some amazing dialogue between them and Obi-Wan, maybe even them giving their reasons as to why they took the job. It could have been amazing. But instead, cookie-cutter formula fizzled out.
That's exactly what I'm saying. I don't see the Clone Wars having any future success if all they're going to do is either repeat the same thing or bring in a few new characters and then kill them off as soon as they can so that they can get back to the old boring story of Anakin, Obi-Wan, and etc. Things need to change. Star Wars fans, friends, it is time to band together. We're the only hope for the survival of Star Wars.
Agreed! I almost hate to admit it, but the box had better story than Crisis on Naboo. Of course, this was still a slightly better episode, but mostly for what it lacked rather than what it had.
Yeah, good point. Okay, Ronin. If Lucas tomorrow gave you a job to write a Star Wars The Clone Wars episode, would you take the offer? Do you think you can do a better job than the Clone Wars writers and Dave Filoni?
That's a tough question, but I would do it. Just as long as I could consult some of the amazing people on YouTube. I swear, there are YouTubers that have better stories than the show sometimes.
Agreed. There are a lot of very talented people here on YouTube, and they all are great friends as well. Okay, anyway, let's get back to the video at hand. Mr. Ronin.
Alright then. And now we come to the part of the program where we rate the Clone Wars. Eric?
It did have some great scenes in it, I won't lie. But just a general lack of story and the fact that there was pretty much no new ideas just made me give this a rating of 2.5 out of 5. The reason it gets a 2.5 is mostly because of the action. I love the action. Others may disagree with me, and some will agree, but that's what I'm giving this episode. How about you, Ronin?
I agree with you. It wasn't rage-inducing like the last episode, but the fact that they deliberately blew every opportunity they had to make it good was pretty horrible. I would have loved to see Twazi and Deveron having larger roles, especially since they were more interesting than the entire cast of main characters in this episode. All in all, I would give it a 1.5, just like last time.
Okay, very good points here, Ronin. I actually think I will lower my rating to a 2 after what you said. Very wise you are, Ronin. You could probably rule us all one day. Ah! What was that? Alright, I think we should be wrapping this up now. This is our 13EK.
And this is Ronin, signing out. See you all later.
May the Force be with you all. What was that? Okay, goodbye everyone, I'm taking 5. Wait, what? Morton, put that down! Ah! Oh, that was close. What for your lives, everyone? Ow, stop it! Ah! That hurt. Ow! Hey, how'd you get all the way from Coruscant anyway? Ow! Hey, that was my arm! Ah! Ah! Ah!